Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's me, V Clifto, bringing you my first video of League of Legends. I've been wanting to make a couple videos for a while because I play a lot of League of Legends lately because it's such a fun game. But I haven't known how to record yet. But after 5 hours yesterday, I finally was able to record, and so this is going to be the result of my I guess my first video of League of Legends. The first video I'm going to be doing is a guide to Leona, which is a tanky support character. If you're new to League of Legends, you probably want to look up a couple other videos before you look at this. But if you're experienced players and you want to learn a little bit more, you came to maybe the right place. Hopefully I can help you out. So let's start off with Leona's abilities. Her passive is called Sunlight, which is if I use any damaging spells, or if Leona uses any damaging spells, that she leaves a little thing on her, a debuff they call it, and if an ally attacks them while they have that debuff on them, they apply a little bit extra magic damage, which is very helpful in a support because you're going to be in a lane and you're allowing your AD carry to apply extra damage, which is very good. And then the first point that I put into at level 1 is Shield of Daybreak, which is a stun on the next hit. So the next time you hit a champion or a minion or a monster, it will stun them for let me see the time. It stuns them for 1.25 seconds, which is pretty good. It's a pretty good stun. It does modern damage. So it's a decent damaging spell. It doesn't scale too hard on ability power, but it still gives you some crowd control. So then the next ability I put in point into after I level up, which I'm about to do right now. Alright, so after I level up, I put my next point into my E, which is called Xerath's Blade, which it extends your blade, and it does damage. But if you hit a sorry, very sorry, I'm not been feeling well. But if you hit an enemy champion, it'll bring you toward them, and it's great to use as a EQ combo because you'll see it in a few seconds where I'm gonna. It looks kind of like a tongue or something. That's what it reminds me of. But I get in on this Mundo and it brings me closer, and then I use my stun. That was a bad engage. The first, we do really well after that. That was my first bad engage. After that, I do pretty well for the rest of the game, which is very good. But it allows you to. It's a good gap closer to the enemy, and it allows you to initiate fights, and that's what Leona is very good at. Look, boom! I used that little E. Went to him, and then I stunned him for the extra damage, got the kill. Very good initiation. And that's what Leona is very good at. For my third point, I put it into my my W, which is Eclipse, and it gives you you'll see a little bubble around me a while sometimes in the game, and it gives you some magic resist and some armor. And then after a few seconds, it does a little damaging thing. It doesn't do too much damage, but it's helps you become a little bit more tanky. And then I start maxing out my Q, and it gives it so that it gives you a little bit less of a cooldown, so that you can use it a little bit more often, and it gives you I think a little bit more damage. I'm not sure if it scales the damage, but it definitely scales off of cooldown reduction, which is very good. Allows you to initiate a lot more often than if you didn't upgrade it, which makes it very well. And then I level up my ultimate at 6, 11, and 16. It's called Solar Flare. It's a distance skill shot. Not really a skill shot. It's kind of like you drop it from the sky, and if they're in the middle of it, it stuns them. And if they're on the outer ring, it slows them. So it's another good crowd control alongside your Q, and that's what Leona is what her main role is to engage in the fight. So you use an EQ combo, and then you put on your shield to make yourself more buff, and then So you have that engage, and then your ultimate, I find it as the main focus of that ability is a disengage, because you can use it at a long distance or securing kills if they're running away, because it's pretty far away. You can use your ultimate from a pretty good distance compared to a lot of skills on a lot of champions. It's not a really, you can't use it all the way across the map, but it's a pretty decent distance that you can use it, and it's helpful for, I find it, you'll see it later. I use it on 2 champions, and it lets us disengage real well to reposition, and then we kill them afterwards. So it's really good disengage because it stuns them, it slows them down. The person I'm playing with today with the Jinx is actually a good friend of mine. We met a couple days ago, and he is awesome. Like, he's a lot better than I am, and he wanted to play Jinx this game, so he told me to play Leona, so I played Leona. And he just goes on a tear. There's one life that we just go off, and I will tell you when it comes up. It's beautiful. But let's start off with the items. I first buy a Relic shield. It gives you good money, and because it gives you the money for the minion, but it also gives the money and some health to your ally. So it's a good item for sorry. It's a good money making item, while allowing the other person to get the money also. And you use those little ticks, or the little use them on the big cannon minions, because those are the most money, so might as well get the most out of it. The next thing I buy is a health pot to survive in lane, and then I get the yellow trinket. On my first time back, I usually try to get a sight stone, and the sight stone allows you to have way more wardings. You can ward a lot more stuff, and that's very helpful. You saw me place 2 of them before I went into the to go get the buff. So it's a very good item. Then you want to probably get rid of your warding trinket, the yellow one, for the red sweeping one, so that, because you can only use 3, and there's no you get 4 of them with the sight stone, so you might as well be able to sweep for other people's for their trinkets, so that you can get rid of them so they have less vision, or you can get rid of stuff like chemo shrooms. You saw right there I used my stun, and then I used my ultimate to stun him a second time, so that my Jinx, or my friend, could finish off the Caitlyn. So Leona's very good at keeping them in place to allow people that do damage to do more damage while you soak up damage. So it's beautiful. So let's go back to the items. After you get that, on the second time back, you probably want to finish your Relic shield to the face of the mountain to get more. You can do it more often, and you can hold more of those. I don't even know what it's called, but it's times you can give the person some money from your from killing the minions. I wanted to point out that I forgot to point out earlier, but within the first 5 minutes, even before 5 minutes was up, our mid laner quit, and we're right now we're like 11 minutes. We're like 15 minutes in, and my friend already has a bloodthirster and a phantom dancer. We're tearing it up. He is 11-0. Well, he's playing a she character. This is probably my fault. I probably should have started warding a little bit more. I had the warding, but I didn't. And we face checked this bush up here, and there's 3 of them, and we're not that strong yet to take all 3 of them all at once. So he gets destroyed, and then I try taking one of them with me. I get one of them, and then I die. I accept my fate. So we're about, this is the life right here that we just go ham. He's right now 11-1, and my job is to get him as many kills as I possibly can, and he's gonna go on a tear. And you're gonna see me disengage and then perfectly engage, and we just cannot die. We do not die, and it's beautiful. If I'm next to my person, and there's the one big, I guess, con to Leona is she's very tanky, and none of her abilities scale really hard off of ability power. So she doesn't do a ton of damage. She does a lot of initial damage, but her stuff goes on cooldown, and you can't really fight cooldowns. So it's kind of like she's really good at bursting real quick, and then she loses all her damage, all her auto attacks. She's really a slow hitting person, and her auto attacks are not the strongest. So you'll see me a lot of times. I'll be standing waiting for my AD carry to come or my friend to come, because if I get caught out, I'm definitely gonna die, and I need to be near the person that does a lot of damage, and he does a ton of damage right there. Oh, it's gonna come up where I use my ultimate to get almost like the best disengage ever, and it's awesome. I'm very sorry, guys. I'm very sick. But alright, so for the rest of the items, it's situational. It's whatever the other team has. A lot of times you want to probably see there with that ult. You want to build armor and magic resist to be the biggest tank, so that you're a big nuisance. Because if you're a big nuisance, because she does a lot of like really quick damage, she does a bunch of burst damage. A lot of people will start targeting Leona, and see, I have no health right now, and my guy, he can just keep tearing it up. Here's gonna be like the best part of this whole video. Ready? Let's just go right through this, and then we'll end off the video. He has no mana. He's low health. I just pull. He barely survives. But Leona is supposed to be a person that initiates fights, tanks all the damage, and then disengages. That's pretty much what all Leona is. And she's really good with other people that have crowd control, and like Jinx, because she has a lot of crowd control with herself. And Jinx she's good with people that need to keep on engaging and keep on, like, they're strong, but they need someone to help them engage and tank damage. So another person would be like Varus, very good. Probably a person that would probably be bad is a Tristana, because she kind of just needs to survive in lane. She's gonna get focused really early. So try to pick a comp around person that has crowd control also with you, but does a lot of damage and needs to be fighting and getting kills. So this is about the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. If you learned something, please hit that like button, and if you haven't yet, subscribe. This has been VClifto, and I'm signing off. Stay cool, my friends.